Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gr Unfiltered. This is your host Bivechna, and I am very excited today because I have my friends over, and we all know the transition from adolescence to adulthood, right? So we are going to address those issues on today's episode, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. That's it. Thank you so much. So, you guys know that being an adult is not just the criteria for being an adult is not just being 18, yeah? It is more than that. It is more of responsibilities. It is more independence, which you should use it wisely, definitely. And in terms of independence, I have not been out yet, so I don't have much experience in that field. And because you all are studying outside, so what was your experience of going outside, being independent, being on your own, living on your own, at the same time managing your studies? How was the experience? Starting off with Tishara.
So the first time, this is like the first time I ever went out, like on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So before I did go out for 11, 12, but then it was like mostly supervised. So this was the first time I got like a taste of freedom. So I thought it would be mostly just going out with friends, going to parties,
Having fun.
yeah, having fun, traveling, buying like expensive shit. I don't know. I thought it would be all fun and games, but then it's so much work and so much responsibility. I never realized
definitely.
that the amount of time I need for managing my own studies, plus I have to manage the house, and I'm not a person who's like who needs everything organized, but then at the same time I feel like living alone has made me an organized person, so I really need the house clean.
So that is a boom.
So it's kind of a headache.
Yeah.
Plus the finance, you have to manage it like so well, because sometimes like end of the month I have like 200 rupees to spend in a week. Like I have to think so wisely, like even eating. So it's like a headache.
So how do you go about with 200 rupees? If you have 200 rupees left, how do you go about it?
I buy eggs.
Okay.
I just buy eggs.
Okay.
Like I literally survive the entire week making fried rice.
Okay.
Like hopefully I have enough rice to make fried rice for a week. So like morning, usually I skip breakfast because I wake up late.
Okay.
I come home from college, eat whatever is left over, then dinner, fried rice again. So
That's a lot. What about Ipshita?
I was out even for 11 and 12. Like I went to Indore, but that was again very supervised. So going to Calcutta, it was I think I kind of misused my freedom.
Okay.
That was very difficult to cope with,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize I was spending so much.
Yeah.
Because I get 7K per month, right? And I was spending 20K.
Okay.
And my dad was also losing it, because
That's a lot.
it is I think we...
You were wild, like you went wild.
I went really wild for a month. Because I think we tend to overlook the fact that when we go to college, it's so new, that the freedom is so new. You're drinking too much, you're like partying too much, and everything is too much. Like you're doing everything, going out and all, everything is too much, right? So you tend to, I don't know, neglect your college studies, calling family, calling friends, keeping up with old friends, everything, and that's very difficult to cope up with. Took me a month to realize that, and it's very difficult because there's a lot of cultural difference between us and people in cities. We've always been in this like small town,
where we are
everything,
spoon-fed.
yeah, exactly, everything is like right here. So it's difficult to manage finances, traveling, the weather is very difficult. Even communicating is difficult with people because everyone is so different out there. So I think I struggled a lot with managing myself and people also, like who I'm talking to, all of that. So that was my biggest difficulty. Other than that, I was good.
Okay. So what about Asta?
First it was pretty fun actually. Then the problems
Reality
started
hitting in.
because like I'm like clinically like online, so I watch a lot of stuff online. So I was like, oh my god, even my life is gonna be so fun. You know, college.
Like the vlogs and
Yeah,
all.
like living alone.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
everything's so aesthetic, but it's really difficult. And I used to, for 11 and 12, I stayed in a PG with my friend, so it was really fun. And it wasn't lonely, so living alone is very lonely. But I think we're pretty like privileged because we don't have to work. Yeah, like our parents pay for our stuff. But the money thingy is like very, very difficult because, you know, the saving money is very difficult. Like groceries are so expensive out there in the cities, but I think it's fun. And plus we have cats right now, so half of the money goes on
You
them.
guys have pets.
Yeah, so we have to be very responsible with our money. Yeah.
The weird thing about cities is water is so expensive.
Oh, water?
Yeah.
What?
It's
How much is
drinking
it
water.
for
Buy
one
water.
bottle? Do you
Drink
guys
water.
need to like buy mineral
Yeah.
water?
Yeah.
It's like, do you know those big canisters? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
ones
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to get that like every next week.
How
like,
much do they cost, if I may ask?
If you want like good water, like really good water, if you don't want to get sick, because like city water is like full of iron and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it is.
So we buy like Bisleri or like Kingfisher like
Oh.
canisters, and it costs like 75 rupees.
Oh.
Which sounds like okay 75, but then
When you're left with 200 rupees.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
Then water is
at one
expensive.
point, no, we were boiling tap water and drinking because we didn't have money to buy water.
Was it healthy though?
No,
No.
I did the same
She
thing. I
got
got
sick,
dengue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did not have money to buy water, right? So I was just going by with tap water. I was like, how bad can it be? And then I got dengue. So
Yeah.
it was
bad.
bad.
We were like
God.
shocked when she told us like she was drinking water like straight out of the tap.
And it's Calcutta.
Yeah.
So,
We just like take bottles to college and just fill everything and bring it back home.
Oh, so that is your hustle that you're doing for water.
It's like cheaper, but then what can we
It
say?
works, yeah.
So, about finance, and there's a lot of struggle that I see. Do you guys think that you guys need to cut out a lot, work a lot on spending? Do you think
Yeah,
that?
definitely. Because see, it's like it sounds like okay, I'm not just gonna save money. I want to eat this day, but then it doesn't work that way. Like when I first went, I was like, my mom said she would give me 10K allowance per month. It sounds a lot here. Like
It does sound a
I
lot.
was like, I go partying. Oh my god, I can go travel. I can do so much with 10K. I can buy clothes.
Yeah.
I have so much money left, but then till now I've been there for like 8 months. I never have like extra money left on me.
Oh, so you don't have no savings.
Yeah, no savings because the 10K, half of it I pay utilities, which is
Okay.
like electricity, Wi-Fi bill. Then there's gas, groceries. Sometimes there are like some technical issues, electrical issues. Paying for all that.
So
is,
you
like,
pay
costs a lot.
from your pocket money only.
Yeah, like my parents, they pay the rent for me. But
Okay.
anything else like the utilities, I pay for my allowance along with my roommate. We divide it, but it still costs a lot. And by the end, like the first month, my allowance is like reduced to 5,000. So 5,000 for the rest of the month. It's like a lot to
Taken.
take in. Not taken as in like it's a really hard to like make it last.
Okay.
Sometimes there's like no money at all. Like
Okay.
sometimes I had reached a point in life where my bank balance was 0.35. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like every month, end of the month, like 25th is my day. I call my dad.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, not 25th, 15th.
Okay,
It's
okay,
like
15.
perfect half of the
Okay.
month. I call my dad. I'm like,
You'll be ready, Ola, for your call
Yeah.
every day.
Today,
okay, Dad, please put money for me. I have no money. I can't even eat
Okay.
right now. Then he puts money. Then my mom finds out. I get scolded.
Okay.
So it's always like that.
What about Ipshtas?
I actually started working for 3 months.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because
that's nice.
I was not being able to like it was very expensive and it's
Yeah.
Calcutta. I don't know how it's expensive, but it's expensive.
Okay, okay.
I started working. No, I thought I'll save it because I was getting paid 4K a month. So I was like, oh, I'll save and then I'll buy this.
Not happening.
It's gone. I don't know where. It was gone. I didn't even realize I was spending the 4K and I was spending it. And thing is with money and parents.
Money
You
and
get,
parents.
yeah, you get to a point where it's too awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You feel
I don't wanna
bad.
ask,
You
like,
genuinely feel bad.
oh my god, they're already paying
Okay.
and I want more.
Okay.
It's so awkward.
It's
No.
unfair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
okay.
I still get to the point sometimes where I have to cut
Yeah.
out like you can only eat like 1 or 2 meals a day.
It's
And
difficult.
you have to walk half the way to college, so it costs less and it's very hot. So
Calcutta.
you get sick and all of that. It's very difficult to do anything at all. And thing is with people there who are from Calcutta and going to college, right? So I have 2 friends who are in Kolkata and they're going to college. So they live at home. They want to go out and I also want to go out. So I say yes.
Peer pressure, that's always there.
I say yes, and then nothing is left by the end of the month, and it's so many times I have to. I think my dad is super understanding. He's gotten very understanding, so he doesn't question me much. He just sends it to me, but there's like the moral
Guilt.
guilt.
Is always
so
there.
much guilt. I'm trying to manage. I'm getting better at it now. Like I went from spending 20k a month to I'm adjusting in 5-7k right now. So it's going okay. You learn eventually.
Okay. So what about us then?
Yeah, as she told, like, you feel really guilty to ask for money. Like, I don't even ask. They just put... And one trick I learned was don't order from
Food.
outside.
I
I
it's
don't have
expensive.
Zomato. I don't have Swiggy.
You deleted all the apps.
Yeah, I just cook at home.
Okay.
And
That's nice.
Eggs are the best.
Actually, that helped.
Yeah.
You know, like this one time I got fined on Swiggy because I cancelled an order. No. So I had to pay a fine of 200 rupees.
Okay.
So for 6 months I did not order.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then
That's nice.
they removed the fine.
No.
But then for 6 months I saved a lot of money not ordering from
But then the
outside.
thing is, like my brain works like this. I'm like,
How does
okay,
it work?
It's a new month. I struggled so much last month.
Yes.
I need a good meal.
Okay.
So I end up ordering like so much food, like for one
Eating,
meal.
yeah, whatever
That
you
like
want.
literally last me for like 2-3 days because I ordered so much. I'm like,
Okay.
I deserve it. Like I struggled so much, even though it wasn't like struggle, but then I'm like, okay, I deserve to eat. So I just order a lot.
It's definitely a struggle.
Yeah, but then half of it is gone. Then again I have to struggle. So it's like no point of having a good feast, I guess.
Saving is like really difficult. Like, I don't think so. Any of us has like
Especially,
saved up
like,
money.
Saved up money.
With
And
rich kids, if you make friends with rich kids.
weird thing is, you don't realize it. Like you go to a department store, you buy like something, small things, it adds up to 200 and you're like, okay, it's just 200. 10,000 out of 200 is nothing. It's like, okay. Then again next day you come, again 200. Then those small finance, like small purchase, they add up to so much.
yeah.
Like sometimes I look at my bank
The
account
bill.
and I'm like, how? Because
Where
I
did it
didn't
go?
go out.
Okay.
I didn't eat out. I haven't done anything. Like, where did it go?
Okay.
Then I try to add up all the
The
small
groceries, yeah.
Yeah, the groceries are like really expensive.
Purchases.
small person.
Purchases. Yeah, then?
Yeah, I add up the small purchases.
Oh, yeah.
I did it.
We did.
It adds up to a lot. Like, half of it's like almost 8 or like 7. So that nowadays, like, I literally don't even enter the department store.
That is so accurate actually, because we had exams right now, me and Karma. So we decided, after exams, we had one day to stay in Calcutta. We'll go out and we'll eat at a cafe. And we checked our bank balance.
Practicing.
It was gone. We had 200, 400.
It was gone.
Like, oh no, what to do? So I called my dad, and I was like, I don't have money for the fare, for the cab to come back. Can you please send me, 500 rupees? And he sent 2,000.
Oh my
That was also gone.
And you feel so bad about it. You're like, please put like 200 or like 500. You put like 2,000.
Yeah.
You're like,
2,000 is like the given amount. You ask for
bad.
10 rupees, they'll send 2,000.
now I feel so bad when they do that.
But at least they're helping because they know, right? It's a lot that you're describing, and me personally, because I've been staying here, I've been studying here, so I don't have a lot of experience with that, but from what I'm hearing, it's a lot, and kudos to you guys
Yeah,
for
especially-
handling.
Yeah, especially like when you first go out, you're so new to this freedom. Like
Did you tend to misuse it somewhere?
I feel like my best advice for like people going out is like be aware of the freedom you're getting. Like you misuse it, like you don't realize it, but you misuse it. It's like when I first went to Bangalore, I was going out, I was like eating, I was doing whatever I wanted. But then you look at your surroundings, there's no one to pick up after your shit. Like there's no one to pick up after you. You look at your room, it's all messy. No one's doing your laundry for you. No one's cooking meals for you. So you slowly realize that
you're on your own.
You're on your own now. And it's like really hard sometimes. Like it becomes lonely really fast. First the freedom, it turns into independence. Like, oh my god, I can do so much. Then it turns into like loneliness. Like I literally have no one right now for me. So I feel like that is like a big part you really need to learn to cope up with. And I feel like we're still learning that. We don't
it's
know
just
how
our
to cope
first
with
year.
it.
Maybe we'll learn more.
Yeah, you guys definitely will.
Like even though me and her, we study in the same city, we hardly met. Like,
For the first like 2-3
because,
months. Yeah.
like,
Because that place was very
it's
near.
very
It's
far.
really
Like,
far.
to reach her place, it takes me like 40 minutes to an hour.
And plus the car fare.
Yeah,
Fair.
it's really expensive.
And
It's
it was
very-
very weird for me because like we've been friends since like class 6. We got close around 9, and like I've never been away from them. Like, especially her, like we go home together, we get out together, then we meet her, we do things together, and like in a big city, you have to do so much alone, and just like small things like going to a place like a cafe, you have to go alone. Maybe to a store, you're going alone. So it really hits you like
because it's not Darjeeling, no. It's not a convenience store.
Yeah.
It's like you
It's
can't
not
just
like
like
that.
call them and like,
Nerdwana jane,
Yeah, it's
just
definitely not
hard.
like that.
Like to meet, you have to like plan it like weeks
Yeah.
ahead. You have to be like, okay, weekend I'm coming. Okay, weekend you're coming. We're going there. We have to plan. Like we can't just be like we can't just call. I can't just call her up and be like, come out. I miss that.
That's pretty sad.
It's really hard.
Pretty sad. What you guys are describing, it's a lot, and I feel like I've learned a lot of things from you guys.
but we're not that experienced.
No, but a little bit of experience, I think it does matter. And I think mentally also it has been a lot changing on you all. So how would you describe that? How have you been mentally, How have you faced that?
Mentally, physically, everything was gone.
Exhausted? Is it
Like,
exhausting?
I don't know if it's like a new place or something, but then I was getting sick every month. Like every month I was sick. Like I called her, like she used to call me, I'd be like, I'm dying. Please, I'm dying. It would always be like that, and especially the hardest month was like February. I was sick for like 3 weeks. Like right after my birthday, I was like sick for 3 weeks straight, and I couldn't go to college, I couldn't do anything. So physically also it takes a lot of toll on your body, and mentally it's like, first when I went, like the first month was only very lonely. Like I'm just like cooped up in my bed. I don't even know what time of the day it is. All of a sudden I wake up around like 4 p.m. Then like I really don't know like if it's dark outside, if people are outside. Like, you really lose this sense of time, sense of you. It was like really hard for me to just wake up and brush my own teeth.
That must be hard. Must be really hard. What about you?
It was very hard, I think. I would say like
Mentally exhausting,
I struggled a lot my first 2-3 months. I think I'm still struggling a lot because I'm used to not staying with my parents. Like I'm usually like, even when there were any holidays, I used to just go to Gangtok, Delhi, Mumbai, anywhere. So that was not a struggle for me being away from my parents. But when I first moved to Calcutta, I started living with this girl, and she was a bitch. So we kind of, in a month or so, we got into like a huge fight, and I almost broke my finger, and then I moved out.
That's crazy.
And like I said, I was like wilding out the first month, right?
Yeah. You did
And
mention
I had friends.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd call them friends because they were just there because they were like filling a void almost, because I'm so used to being with my friends all the time.
I understand that.
And I'm not a good person like being alone. Like I'm not good on my own. So I need someone around me all the time. So they were around me and I was around them all the time, but I didn't realize that they were not good people to be around. So after I cut them out, it was pretty hard because I was alone a lot.
Okay.
And I'm not, like I said, not great on being alone. So after that though, like I have my roommate Karma. She helped, like she is amazing. We get along so well. I didn't expect it to go so well, but it's like I can't stay silent. Okay, I talk a lot.
Yeah.
But with her, it's like at night it's a routine from 12 to 2. We sit in silence and we watch reels and we are right across each other, right? But we send them to each other and laugh. It's going better now.
Okay.
Physically, I don't get sick very easily, but I think, I don't know, I neglected food a lot, and that took a toll on my body because I started fainting, feeling dizzy a lot, and the weather is really bad too. So that got pretty hard, and mentally it's so many people. You can't be sad all the time, right? So you have to kind of just fake it, and then you're left with so many emotions, and then you have to think about all of that. It takes a huge toll on you, honestly, and there's people around you still feel sad. It's difficult. It's just very difficult, but you get better. It gets better eventually. Like you learn to be happy by yourself. Like
Sometimes
it's important.
Sometimes I used to think about my parents and cry.
Oh, that's sad.
I was like, I don't know why. I would just think about them and I would start crying.
Okay, that's sad.
And the thing is, like, I've never been that close to them, but then it was just like
I miss
the
them.
feeling of home.
Yeah.
Was what I missed. I would just think about my cats and cry.
So
Yeah.
I actually used
Now
to
it's
miss
funny.
fighting.
Yeah, now it's funny to think about
fighting
it.
with your parents?
Yeah, I
miss
started
that?
missing that so much because when I lived here, I had one fight every day with my mom or my dad. And I didn't like it that much. But there I was like, there's no interaction. So you miss fighting. Like, even though there was fighting, I used to fight, come out, ran to them, they used to listen. It was a routine. And now there's like no fights. I went weeks without talking to my parents because I used to either forget or I had no time. If I had time, I used to sleep. It's very messy.
Okay.
So you miss every little thing when you go outside. It's like,
You miss home.
Yeah.
It is in general.
Exactly.
Okay, so mentally you have described how you have been feeling, and another thing is that cities, it is a lot, right? It is a lot of responsibility and you need someone to talk to you. So has anyone been there for you, or that you can, a go-to person, starting from Master, a go-to person to talk to?
I don't share about I don't talk to
About your feelings.
I cannot talk about my feelings a lot, so it was difficult, especially the first 2-3 months. I was so scared to go outside. I had anxiety even to go buy eggs. I had to meditate before going out.
Okay.
Then after buying it would be an accomplishment. Oh my god, finally I bought that. So I don't think I had anyone, but they were there. I mean, to call and all. But yeah, I think it was fine.
What about you?
I never had a problem sharing how I'm feeling before because I'm very open about my feelings. And I'm very lucky to have a great set of friends, including you guys, obviously.
Thank you so much.
Obviously. Including you guys, obviously. But somehow I had a hard time even understanding what I'm feeling.
Okay.
So talking is too far gone. You don't even understand how you're feeling. I was at that point in my life where I lost touch with how I'm feeling because either there was too much going on or there is nothing going on and everything is scrambled. So am I sad? Am I doing good right now? What is going on? So to talk to, obviously there's always people. I can call up any of you anytime and you'd be there to listen, obviously. But I don't know how I'm feeling. So that's
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. What about you?
For me, I have friends around I feel like most of our friends from here, from Darjeeling, from like Goenka, they were there. Like we did meet a lot, and I did have them there for me when I needed them. But then there was like this one point at my life where I was like really sick, and I really couldn't tell anyone. Like I didn't know what to do. It was like, what am I supposed to do? And one time I had this fever, like kamne juro. At middle of the night I had like that, and I didn't know what to do because whenever I used to get sick, I used to go to my parents. I used to be like, "Mommy, bimar bhai."
Now they were not here anymore.
Like no one is there. I didn't know what medicines to take. Like what am I supposed to do? And it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I couldn't call my parents because they would be worried. And the thing is, like, my parents are very protective over me. If I call them like I'm sick, they are like willing to jump on the next flight. And I don't want to do them, like I don't want to do that to them because they have their own set of responsibilities. So I didn't know what to do. I just took like whatever medicine I saw. I was like researching. Like I can't open my eyes. I'm like searching up fever, what to eat, what medicines to take. Then I feel like there's like, even if you have friends or like a really close person with you there, you're still gonna be alone on your own. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's just you. So you really need to learn to like love yourself and to like rely on yourself and be okay being alone.
That is so true. And thing is, it's so funny because the level to which I lost touch with my feelings is I have asthma, right? And I think I was having trouble breathing every night, and I thought it's asthma, but I had my inhaler, that was not helping. So I realized I'm having either anxiety attacks or panic attacks, and I was like, nothing has happened. So why is this happening? And that caused me to panic even more.
But you don't have to find a reason.
Exactly. This one time I had like a huge panic attack, right? I couldn't move, and I tried to pick up my phone, dropped. I got up to go to the washroom because I don't know, going to the washroom really calms me down for some reason. So I went to the washroom and I fainted for 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
I got up, went back to bed, and then I slept. So I couldn't even understand. Next morning I woke up, I told Karma about it. I was like, I don't know if that was my lungs or if it was my brain. It's so difficult to deal with, and it's easy to say like just go to therapy or something, but you're struggling with food. There's not much to go on about to go to therapy, and it's very difficult to explain it to parents. Obviously their parents, what's wrong, and they'll get concerned, and you don't want them to get concerned. There's a lot going on. So it's mentally, I think it's very draining, and you don't realize while going to college how draining it is. Like, it just hits you. So
how much do you think that your parents are involved? How much do you think your parents are involved in your life?
Mentally, I mean, they don't know much about
what I'm going through.
What I'm going through, yeah. Because I cannot talk to anyone about it. Yeah, it's really difficult for me to like talk about my feelings. But other than that, they're pretty involved and they help me a lot. Financially, they help me a lot. And they're there like whenever I need them. Like I can just call them up. But other than that, yeah, like emotionally, they're like
a little bit distant. Yeah.
Like she said, like I can call them up anytime.
Financially, they are there.
Financially, but the problem is calling them up. I have the guilt is there.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get worried because they already have a lot going on with my sister and handling finances, home, everything. And it's very difficult. Financially, 200%, they help me out a lot. Like, they support. Anytime I need anything, they never say no. Like, I've never had them say no. It's me who doesn't. I don't ask for that much because I always feel guilty. But they never say no. And it's always difficult to explain what you're going through as a teen in this generation, I guess, to your parents. And so you just avoid it. So emotionally they are not involved at all because even if you try to explain it, they're just gonna be... I don't blame them. They're from a different generation, but they're not gonna understand. To be honest, like, let's be for real,
So
they're not gonna
generational
understand.
gap plays a
There's
lot of role.
So they're involved, but like, just the amount I want them to be. It's very calculated
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like personal life, like my personal life, they know like 20 to 30% about it.
Okay.
And it's not that I try to hide it, it's just that I'm not comfortable
Sharing it.
just sharing everything about my
Okay.
life. I like being like a small, like I'm the youngest. I love being the youngest daughter to them.
Okay.
Like, I love being pampered and all
Okay.
that. So whenever they're around, I just act like a child. Like,
Okay.
I just let go of all my responsibilities and all that. So 20 to 30%, then financially, obviously, 100%, like more than that, they help us like, through everything. And like she said, like there's this guilt you feel of I'm doing too much. Like even though like you're really not doing that much. Like we don't party that much. We don't go out. We don't do like wild things like we see most people doing. Like we are pretty tame, I think.
Okay.
But still, you have this huge feeling of like you feel like a burden.
Okay.
Like literally.
To your parents?
Yeah, you're like,
Okay.
okay, they're paying for college, they're giving me finance, like allowance, then there's like rent. Like I don't think I can like make them worry more about me than like what they're doing already, know. So it's always like that, a feeling of I
Like,
can't give more
yeah.
headache to them.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me as well, because me studying here, I try to look at it in a good way, and most of the time I keep on thinking that what would happen, how much of exposure would I get if I was outside. But at the same time, I think that it's a little bit of less burden to my parents that I'm studying here, and a little bit of less burden on the financial part. I mean, emotionally, even though I stay at their place right now, I'm with their 24/7. They are like emotionally involved. They are 0% in my life as well. They are in front of me, but still it is like that. And I don't blame them because they have their own things going on, no? So, yeah, it is like that for me as well.
Yeah. I feel like I don't resent them like anymore. Like I feel like when I was
exactly.
As
what I
you
was gonna
grow,
say, yeah.
Yeah, as
you
you
stop
grow,
resenting them. Yeah, even I've realized
yeah,
that.
I feel like when I was like 16, 15,
I used to
I
rebel.
had
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
huge resentment for them. Like
I hate my
yeah,
parents.
like not hate, like
I was like that.
I was like
it was
that.
more like hate. It was like I'm going through so much because of them.
yeah. Blame
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's
Blame
because of
game,
them.
yeah.
But
and then it was now that I think of it.
yeah, but
because
when
of
you
me.
realize, when you grow up, you
Yeah.
realize that.
You understand where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I feel like maybe it's because they're studying psychology, or I don't know. That's how
Probably.
it
It's
Yeah,
definitely
probably.
because you're adulting. I think it is.
I don't
But then,
know about
last
that.
time, I was talking to my mom, and it was like, she was ranting about like some things in her life. Like usually I'm like, why is she ranting? Like
I don't want to hear
Like,
this.
it's too much for my brain. Like why is she putting this burden on me? But now I feel like I
You should
see
listen to
her
her.
like where
Who
she's
else
coming
is she
from.
talking to,
Yeah,
like?
it's like who else is she comfortable talking to? It's okay. Like it's fun for me once I'm getting tea.
Oh.
Like when we
auntie
feel
tea.
that loneliness, right?
No.
Now we understand that they are feeling that
Yeah.
loneliness that
Okay.
we're feeling, but on like a way more like escalated level because they're not doing it for
Yeah.
themselves.
Also the thing is, I feel like when we were children, we saw them as perfect beings.
Yeah, that is why.
Like parents are perfect, and if they
When we
showed
grew
like
up, the image
some,
distorted.
point of like imperfection, you're like
Mm-mm.
done. Life is done.
Yeah.
Nothing
Now
is
they are
perfect.
not perfect to anymore.
But
Perfect to
then
me
now,
anymore.
like I feel like I've known that they're growing with me.
Mm.
Like they're learning things with me. Like there's so many. Like, it's like a big world. There's so much to learn. You never stop learning, and I feel like they keep on growing and learning with us. So
Yeah.
nowadays, I don't resent them. at
They're
all.
like, even they're like parenting for the first time.
Okay.
Exactly.
And even I thought I had like, daddy issues and whatnot.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god, why are my parents like this? Like, why can't they understand? Like, we used to fight a lot.
Okay.
But when I think about it now, it was just my like teenage like
Yeah.
phase. Like,
The rebellious
yeah,
one.
The
everything is
chase
fine.
angst.
Yeah, I love my parents.
Okay.
But me being like, I'm the elder child, right?
Mm.
I have a sister. I was the experiment. So it's fine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've dealt with it now. Like I've understood it, and now that I see my parents' relationship with my sister, it's so much better than my relationship with my parents, and I take credit for it.
Okay.
Honestly, I tell them also
Okay.
I'm taking credit because you experimented all you wanted with me, and now you
Gave the
but
right thing to her. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm like, if I don't accomplish anything else in life, like,
At least that is there.
if she ends up good, then
Yeah.
all me.
It's on me. It's on
It's
me.
all me.
Yeah.
The funny thing was like yesterday me and Nasa were talking. Like right now, my kitten, like the kitten I have in Bangalore, it's with her friend. So I was like, what if Kyo forgets about me?
Oh. Okay.
Then I had this fear, but then I was like, oh, okay, even if she forgets, then I can reparent her, like
Okay.
do it better this time.
Okay,
So
so
she's
you
closer
are-
to me. So I feel like it's a very weird thing, like how I associated that with
Yeah,
our
yeah,
parents
yeah.
right now.
You guys are talking like about all of this in so much detail, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's so much fun talking to you guys about the pace that you guys are moving in. I think the pace that you're moving, it's kind of steady. So are you satisfied with the kind of pace that you are moving in right now? Are you satisfied?
I feel like, so there's this thing, okay, in psychology called self-actualization. It's like the highest...
What?
Self-actualization. It's
Self-actualization.
like the highest point of life you can reach.
Okay.
Of like no material like things. Desires, nothing. It's like a point Buddha or like lots of other
Okay.
enlightenment.
Nirvana.
Actually
it's like
happy,
it's a
like,
point
happy.
of nirvana. So I feel like us, like we're just humans. Like I feel like we'll never be satisfied with what we're doing.
We'll have flaws.
Yeah, we have lots of flaws. I mean, sometimes I look back and I'm like, okay, I'm not spending my life doing jogs or like going out, spending all my parents' money. So when I look at it that way, I'm like pretty happy with myself. But if I see like, in a ways where I compare myself to like people who have really been achieving a lot, who are like working right now, or like who are out, I'm like, okay, I really
I
need
need
to
to
catch
work
up.
hard. Yeah.
So because especially now, like the entire this career path is like so cutthroat, like
Yeah, it is.
literally
Very
like,
competitive.
it's so
very.
competitive, and I look at like people in my class who are doing great, like
Okay.
that's like really good for them. But then I'm like, I have to compete.
Okay.
Like I'm a very competitive person, so I hate when I lose. Like I can't. Like I have to be number one.
Okay.
So when I see them, I have to like, I didn't do well. Like
Okay.
why? So it's not like okay, I'll do well next time. It's more like self-blame. Like
Okay.
just because I did that, I was sleeping, I was doing that.
Okay. But you should take it easy on yourself.
Yeah. Now I'm
Definitely.
learning. I feel like.
What about Ipshita?
Sometimes I feel like it's going too fast.
Yeah.
It's too fast to catch up.
Yeah.
Your second year.
I was just going to college. I was like,
This time.
I don't know where
last
it
year.
went. Yeah, like
college.
I'm in the second year now, and I don't think I've done anything extremely, great or anything, and that kind of feels bad because, like she said, you see people your age getting so many awards and working jobs, and you're like here in college, still studying and still figuring yourself out. It's very difficult to like even understand. How do you see the parents part comes in here, that how do I present myself to my parents? They are watching other people achieving a lot of things,
Okay.
right? And I'm here. We are working really hard.
So
To
you
be
have
honest,
the
we are working.
comparison always there.
But at the same time, when you compare yourself to others, you feel like you're not doing that good.
Okay.
But I think of it in a way where there's people who aren't doing as much as I am.
Yeah.
So there's a level, right?
Okay.
There's always people who are doing nothing.
Yes,
They're
few
comparing
and
themselves to
more
us
than you, yeah.
and more. So I try to think of it in a positive light as to wherever I'm going, I know what I'm doing. Like I have a clear vision somewhere. I just need to sometimes block out everything else and just focus
On the
on
optimistic
Exactly.
parts. Yeah.
and just understand that I'm doing as much as I can and it's gonna go fine. I am capable of achieving whatever I want to achieve in life and I can do it. So whenever life feels like it's moving too fast, I do this thing, I just go outside and I just take a walk, right? Because I really like looking at the sky and listening to music and just taking a walk. I walk a lot. I love
Okay.
walking. So it kind of slows things down for me. It feels like walking in Darjeeling. I don't know how to explain it, but I walk a lot here, right? It feels like home when I'm walking around. That's why I love walking so much. Like life feels like it's going okay just because I'm walking, and then I go back and then scramble again. But at least I had like my 5
A
minutes of
break,
peace.
yeah.
So it's fine. It's okay. It's going.
Okay. What about Asta?
I
The
don't
pace.
really like compare myself with other
Okay.
kids like our age, because some people are doing a lot, like they're getting married. Some people are getting married, like that's shocking.
Yeah.
Some people are like millionaires, like you see like online,
Yeah.
like
Influencer.
it's like they're
Going
earning
to
so much.
Thailand, bro.
After like 16
Yeah, and I'm like,
living
what?
in a
Like, why am I like this?
Exactly,
Like,
how
I
is
wish
that?
I was,
Yeah.
I wish I had money, like whatnot, but
She was better.
but then when I think about it again, like I am doing a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than like if you see like some other people, I'm not saying like it's bad, but
There's
I
always
just
levels
don't.
of
Yeah.
comparison. No?
I think I'm just chilling right now. Like, let me
That's
be
fine.
a 19-year-old. Like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because as
no.
us as teens, we need something to compare ourselves to. May it be bad or good.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
constantly like comparing ourselves.
But
Like,
I feel like right now, as she said, I just want to be 19. Like,
Okay.
I just want to be 19. Because I feel like being 16, 17, 18, I really don't have much recognition. Like,
Recollection.
Knowledge.
yeah, I don't have a lot of
Recollection,
like,
oh, yeah.
recollection of what did I do. Like,
Okay.
there's like few pictures I can look back, but then there's nothing like,
Productive.
yeah, there was nothing so like, how do I
Happening.
Yeah,
like
happening.
grand.
Like a big thing
Okay.
that I
Yeah.
didn't remember.
And I feel like when I was 16, where I wanted to be when I was 19, I think I'm there.
Okay.
So
That's
that always
nice.
helps.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I feel like right now I just want to like live the moment
Okay.
because we're turning like 20 next year.
I'm already
We still are
20.
turning 20
I'm already
this year.
20.
I'm just-
I'm already
But
20.
That's the thing, like you don't realize like how time flies.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I
right
definitely.
now, yeah.
I was 19. I feel like I was
Right
19
now?
yesterday.
Yeah.
She's
But now I'm
20.
20. I'm already 20. I feel so old.
Even I'm like
Even I
this
feel old.
feeling of like my mindset is still like 16. I'm still in class 10.
Even I
just
I
stuck
feel
in
like I'm
class
still in
10.
class 10.
I think
Before
we
the
shouldn't,
post-COVID,
like,
no?
Yeah.
take so much tension because we're just 19.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
gonna change the
Actually, we are
world.
just 19.
Yeah,
exactly. 19
So we can
is
chill.
a
I'm
really
just
young
20.
age.
Sometimes
Okay.
we just talk and we're like, oh, this girl is doing this, this guy is doing that. What are we doing? Then we have this thing of we just sit there and we're like,
Compare.
what are
Yeah.
we doing? Then all of a sudden we're like, Etch, let it be. We're 19.
Exactly.
What are we
Actually,
thinking?
actually, what we are doing is we are comparing the stage presence of someone else with our backstage,
Yeah.
our background. We are
Yeah.
comparing that, and we should not definitely.
Yeah,
and social
exactly.
media has a lot of
Oh my God,
influence on
social
that.
media.
It has a big part to play, and yeah, that's definitely we can use social media. It can be a boon sometimes. It can be a bane as well. Depends upon how we use it. So, last question for today's interview would be how would you describe adulting as in one word? Starting from, do you guys need time to think about it?
Headache.
Okay, headache. Adulting as, Ipshita, what would you describe
There's
it
no
as?
like a single word you can compile the entire experience
Okay.
to.
But if you could come up with just that one word, just like, for me, adulting would be responsibility.
Same.
It's
I was gonna say
responsibility.
that. Yeah.
Responsibility.
You can say fun. Okay, no.
I mean,
Independence.
in a way, it is
Independence, I
fun.
was going to
It's
say
fun,
independence.
Yeah, independence.
Because a lot
My
of
brain
things
is
come
not
with independence, right?
I mean, if you like look at the positive ones, then it's quite fun.
Yeah.
You know, like why to just focus on negative things?
Traumatizing.
Okay. You've come up with a word. Traumatizing, you've come up with independence, and you've come up with responsibility.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going.
Oh, wait, freedom.
You?
I like my...
Responsibility.
You
We
have
said the same thing.
In mind.
I
mean-
Let's go.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Come up with your own word.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is the end of the interview, and we had a lot of fun talking with you guys, and we learned a lot. I hope the viewers learned as well. A lot
Don't
from
go
you
out.
guys.
Don't move out.
And
Move out.
move out if you want to.
Definitely.
Definitely move out. Don't listen to Shala. And yeah,
Don't
thank you
party.
so much for watching. And
Party.
do subscribe
Party chat,
and
guys. It's
stay in
fun.
touch with us. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Feri bhetaula tapharu.